a very exciting day.
It is.
It is not
It's
only
Friday, for one thing.
It's Friday. It's our signature glass of
Signature
coffee.
cup of coffee, yes.
And let me take a sip because it's so good.
Actually, we already had long coffee this morning, so this is our second pot.
Yes, short coffee.
Short coffee.
So we
yeah,
had
it was fairly long.
no, I meant now.
Oh, this is short
This
coffee,
is short
yes.
coffee. So we have a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
We haven't done a signature glass of wine in quite some time.
But stay tuned. Stay tuned. At the end of this video, we're going to do our drawing for the popcorn popper.
Oh boy! And don't spin ahead. We've got important stuff to talk about.
We do.
We do.
How'd that happen?
Well, I guess if you're 65 and older, this stuff is very exciting to talk
I
about.
guess.
Well, first of all, yesterday was Halloween.
Yes, which was kind of a non-event here.
I had the door all decorated, my nice wreath, and little pumpkins out there.
Indian corn.
The light was on.
Burlap
Covered. It was
pedestal
cute,
for
just adorable. So we had our candy, and we waited.
Well, we did have trick-or-treaters.
Well, that's our.
We have two neighbors
Yeah.
who have children, and they came over early, and we had little special treats fixed up for them. So one was a little challenging because they have the little boy is kind of omnivorous, but
Oh, yeah.
they have one tiny one that we got animal cookies
Little
for.
animal box of animal
And then they
cookies.
have a young daughter who's 6 who is can't eat dairy products.
Yeah,
so
lactose intolerant.
no milk chocolate for her, so we got a special candy bar for her.
So that was nice, and then the kids next door who are just adorable, and they have this little guy who's like so rambunctious, but I love him.
Oh yeah,
Just love him.
He's great. He is just totally fearless. As you pull out of your driveway in the car, he doesn't care if your car is moving. He just runs towards you. You know?
He does. He's adorable. So
Yeah.
we
But
had
I don't envy them last night after all that chocolate because he is active.
He's active as it is. You throw a little sugar in him and
Yeah.
it's all over with. So we had those, but that was late afternoon, like 4 o'clock. They all came. So finally, we waited and we waited and we waited, and about 7:30. 7:30.
I don't know what you're going to say, so how would I know if that's correct?
We get, we have one of these Ring doorbells, and we have an app on our phone, and it, registers someone, coming to your door. So we got this bling, there's someone at your door, and we turned on our app, and here are these two adorable girls, all dressed up to the nines in Halloween.
They didn't ring the bell.
They walked
didn't
away.
knock. They stood at the door for a few seconds and left.
I mean, I said, well, if my door had been uninviting
Yeah.
or terribly scary,
And that was the full extent of our Halloween traffic for the night. So,
all of that candy is in the freezer, by the way,
Oh.
as we speak.
shucks. Okay.
So will be
Not
doled
that I
out
need any.
judiciously, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, nobody came, and
No, nobody came.
it was a pity, but that's the way it goes.
Well, I think it's because we're kind of in an odd community.
Yeah.
It's a small condominium complex.
Yeah, we're kind of set off in a semi-rural area. So,
Yeah.
which is changing, by the way. but-
So, yeah, it is. So that happened. And then the other thing that's been really taking our attention and our focus is we have family in Sonoma County, California.
Yeah, all of our families in Sonoma County or Lake County in California, either within or on the periphery of the big Kincaid fire area. And a lot of them were subject to mandatory evacuation and power outages. So
They
it's-
just shut the power off.
Yeah. My sister and her husband actually took their fifth wheel and went over to Napa and set up in the fairgrounds there.
Yeah, which was about an hour and
Yeah,
15
and
minutes.
our brother-in-law in Windsor,
Uh-huh.
he had to go stay with his daughter. And
She was lucky. That's my niece Lee, who's, I've talked about her before. I don't know how she lucked out, but she was in an area that they did not evacuate and did not say it was even an evacuation problem. So she had power, and her father came over and stayed, oh my gosh, almost a week, I guess.
yeah,
So they all went home yesterday after power came on. My brother and his wife were out of power. Jim was out of power. Was your sister out of power?
no, I don't think so. But your brother and his wife weren't even in one of the evacuation areas, but they still got
They got
their
power
power
off.
shut off. They were further north of where the fire
But all their
danger
power.
was.
So
but,
they went home after a week of being gone
Yeah.
and no power. Well, we're talking about refrigerators that have to go
Yeah.
a long way before being back to normal.
And,
Pretty bad, pretty bad.
Who was it? Somebody wrote us, I guess it was our sister-in-law wrote us and said that there's not going to be, oh no, it was my sister
Yeah,
who wrote us,
yeah.
said there's not going to be any garbage service until next week. So,
And you know, all these, and literally it was the entire town, it was 175,000 people who were evacuated for this. Stores, restaurants, Jack in the Box, I mean, you think about all of those stores and restaurants that are in those evacuation zones that were closed down. All that
and maybe
food.
without power,
Oh
if
my
they don't
gosh.
have emergency generators,
No.
that food is going to be rotten,
Oh my
even if it was
God.
in a freezer. And all the hospitals,
Yeah.
our niece works in a hospital, they were all evacuated. And, you know, if you evacuate a hospital, it's not just a matter of, okay, everybody goes back to work and we bring the patients back in. It's not. They have to go through, and especially after there's smoke exposure, they have to go through and clean, and they have to be inspected before they can
Yeah,
reopen.
it's pretty
So
big deal.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Anyway, so they're all home and they're now all dealing with what to do with this mess that they have and how to get food back in the home, because every grocery store, even if it was rotten food, they're not going to get food in those stores for a while. And the stores that do have food probably won't have much for very long, because everybody in that entire area is going to glom onto these stores.
And the fast food places, the food is even more rotten than it usually is, so.
Anyway, so that's been kind of occupying our time. Go ahead, no, honey.
We
Go
have had
ahead.
a spectacular fall here. The
beautiful.
colors were just magnificent. And there's a few little vestiges of that left, but most of those have gone with wind and rain.
And you know how I feel about fall. It is
Oh.
absolutely it.
But it's cold. We've been
Very.
down like 25 when we get up in the morning. And today and the next 3 days, we're going to have the last of our really nice weather, where we'll be in the high 50s, or I think we're supposed to hit 60 a couple days. So we're going to try and enjoy it and maybe get out there.
And I know that he is so excited that it is almost over. Fall is almost over, because he only has to endure 2 or 3 more recipes that have either squash or pumpkin in them.
But here's a word for
What are you
any
gonna say?
male watchers.
No.
Are you forced to endure Hallmark Christmas movies? It's
It's true.
late October, and it's Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And that's her one guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Is Hallmark Christmas
They're
movies.
corny, they're sappy, they're predictable, and I love them. And I love them. And this man has been very nice. He sat there, and we have 2 TVs, you know, so he could watch something in the other room, but he endures them with me. And I have,
Sometimes.
depends. He
Some
does
are-
not like Carmen.
Some
Carmen?
are not endurable.
Who's the
for
one
me.
you do, the lady you do not like? What are the 3
Cameron.
names? Cameron D.
Something puree.
Yeah,
Or what.
puree.
Oh, that's only one of the women I hate in the Hallmark movies.
Oh, what's that
It's always
microphone?
the same plot. Highly successful young woman
Yeah.
comes to a little town, falls in love with
Well,
the local
hunk.
hunk.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've been enjoying those, and he's getting really.
We have?
Yes, and he's getting really tired of pumpkin and squash. So I'm going to do a gluten-free pumpkin. What is it? I'm doing a muffin, I think it is. I've got some almond flour, and I'm going to do, because I've had a lot of people ask me about gluten-free stuff. I don't cook gluten-free, but I did find a recipe for a gluten-free pumpkin muffin, and I'm going to do that next week.
And
You'll eat it.
You did your meatloafs on.
I did my little meatloaf.
She bought a couple of Texas-sized muffin pans
Yeah.
from Amazon.com, and she made little mini meatloafs, and she's going to make
Mac
mini
and cheese.
mac and cheese, and she does a little omelet kind of thing, breakfast omelet,
And chicken pot pie.
and chicken pot pie.
That'll be a
And
challenge.
We make them up, we freeze them, and they're great for those nights you don't want to cook. You've got a pre-made entree or meal in the case of some of them, and it's delicious.
And you know, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a bunch of mashed potatoes and freeze them. You know, they say if you find something in the frozen food case at the store, you can make it at home. So I'm going to make up a bunch of mashed potatoes, individually packing them, dinner. Okay. Anything else? Are we ready to do this?
I think so.
Like this candle?
All right.
Okay, so we have our bowl here and we got lots of wonderful entries. And what we've done is just cut them up in strips. We used your names, okay? Give them a good stir. Give them a good stir. Good stir.
Am I
good
going to
stir.
choose?
Yeah, so I need to stir. I need to be the one that stirs. One of us, we both have to do our job.
And nothing in my hands. I didn't dwell on any particular.
All right, there you go. Pick out one. There you go.
One.
Pick out one. You got
Okay.
you got one. You got one?
I don't know if it's one or more.
It should be, it looks like one. Okay, what do
Okay.
you have? Oh, I get to name it. Okay, Kelly's Plant Life. And I'm gonna hold it up there so everybody can you see that? Can
Probably
you see that?
not, but,
Can you see-
so Kelly's
Kelly's Plant Life, all one
has
word.
won the West Bend
Stir Crazy Popcorn Popper. And
which, as you all know, has over 1 million views.
the popcorn popper, not Kelly.
Yeah.
Not Kelly, the review.
Jill Verday's review of the popcorn popper.
So Kelly,
I don't know, Kelly's Plant Life could have
she
a
could
million
have a
views,
million
too.
views, I don't know. So Kelly's Plant Life, I'll call you Kelly for short. What I'm going to do is, it's always there, my Gmail account is down below, JillForToday52, this is what year I was born, 52, at gmail.com. And if you will please send me...
I was 18 and 52.
Were you really?
No.
Oh, God. I thought, boy, I knew you were robbing the cradle, but I didn't know that. Okay, so
I
Kelly,
just felt like it.
that you were robbing? Oh, no, that you were 18. Was,
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Kelly, if
Up
you will
here.
please... Kelly, if you will please email me, JillForToday52 at gmail.com. Let me know your name and mailing address, and we will have a popcorn popper shipped to you. It will be
At no charge.
and it will be coming from Amazon.com, so you know where it'll be coming from.
And it makes great popcorn.
It makes great popcorn. Anyway, you know what? We want to thank, first of all, I have so many thank yous. I want to thank all of my our subscribers. It's really becoming kind of a dual person. I mean, more so than, well, anyway. No?
I have no subscribers.
You had a channel that you decided to kick out of.
I did.
So anyway, I don't want to hear about you have no subscribers. Thank you all so much for subscribing to this channel. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it. It is such a wonderful thing to know that you are out there watching us. We're crazy people. I know
Yeah.
we are.
It's a crazy world.
It is a crazy world. I want to thank you all who, entered the contest. We want to thank you all for being so supportive with your comments and your thumbs up. Is that all I want to thank them for?
I don't
Thank
know.
you for trying. Here, I'll tell you what. I want to thank you for people who comment. You know, you send in the greatest comments. You ask about some of my recipes. You know, it's a very diverse
And
commenting
you try to
section.
answer most of the comments.
I try to answer all of them. And if I don't, I apologize. I guess that's it.
I guess that's it.
So,
Time to throw some booze in the coffee and
here he did. He's doing it again. Anyway, we want to thank you guys, and I hope you stay tuned for more additional videos. We've got all kinds of great stuff lined up, and we have had people...
Good food.
And we have had people write in and say, why don't you do your signature glass of wine, on a steady
Well, this was a
basis?
signature glass, a cup of coffee.
Yeah, but how long has it been since we've done a signature glass
A
of
couple
wine?
weeks, I think.
Probably.
I don't know. What do I-
Sometimes, honestly, here's the
My
problem.
age, you forget things, you know?
You know what's so funny about him? He's like me now. We will go into, I'll say, okay, I've got this book that I want to put back on the bookshelf, for example. And I walk into the room where the bookshelf is, and I say, oh, there's something here, one of these things. I walked into the bedroom the other day with 2 butternut squash under my arm. I mean, they were under my arm because I was...
Doesn't everybody?
I was moving him around in the kitchen, and what did I do? I go into the bedroom with those 2 butternut squash, and he does the same thing. Anyway,
I have never walked into the bedroom with a butternut squash. I will disavow that right now.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends. They may like some of this stuff. I don't know.
You get tired of watching the crazy news stations,
Yeah,
whatever.
just tune in.
You know, it's nuts out there. Come to our Nutty channel.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. You got the thing there?
I got the
Okay.
thing.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We will see you real soon. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.